for someday? Ready to finally start living your best life right now?
You're in the right place. I'm David.
And I'm Wendy.
And this is the David and Wendy podcast. We're your life coaches here to move you from excuses to action.
From mastering your mindset to finding real joy, we're keeping it real, raw, and maybe just a little ridiculous.
Let's get into it, Wendy.
Let's go, David. Welcome back to the David and Wendy podcast. Today's episode is about that gut feeling. But before we get into it, we would like to ask you to help us out. Our podcast is really growing now, and to help us continue growing, if you could click the like and subscribe buttons, we would really appreciate it. It helps us to reach even more people just like you, our listeners. Okay, so we're going to get into this, that gut feeling. I'm sure most, if not all of you, have had a time or many times in your life where you felt something was off or not just right. Like I'm talking about like in your gut. Or even the opposite, where you felt in your gut that you should do something specific or to move forward, to do, have, or be something. Well, you've had that gut feeling then, if you can relate to anything I just said.
Right. It's interesting because sometimes the gut can speak to you in a similar way between follow and don't follow your idea, right? Sometimes you have the feeling of nervousness and it can feel all twisted up. You know, sometimes that is a don't follow signal, and sometimes it's actually a follow signal. The best way I've found is so far anyway, is to tell the difference is if I feel a little excitement in the mix, right? Get a little bit of a little twinkle. In other words, if I feel anxious and worried about an idea, something the gut's telling me, I check to see if there's like a little smile on my face, or if it's something that I really want to do, even though, you know, there's some kind of fear around it. And if there is, then I go ahead and follow that, right? That even though it may feel scary, right? And I can I can definitely say every time I followed the excitement, I've been glad that I did. That said, action is probably necessary either way, right? And probably always in your best interest, right? If it's a problem, you move. If it's something great, move.
Yeah, that's so true, David. Action is really the key to following what your gut is trying to communicate with you, I guess is our message here, you know, our overall arching message. In my experience, that feeling is there obviously for a reason, which we may not even realize at the time. It's trying to tell us something, you know. Sometimes it's a warning or a nudge to stop, change, or do something specific even. But I will say this, if the feeling's ignored, it will usually come back or be persistent, you know, depending on what the feeling is trying to tell you.
Right. And that feeling is telling you something. But sometimes it over embellishes, making you feel like your very existence is in danger, right? You know, it's the old lions and tigers and bear, oh my scenario. So when that pops up, you know, as best you can, reevaluating the situation from, you know, as rational a place as you can get to can help with clarity. And then once you get that clarity, you're in a better place to make a decision or make a move, take action, whatever you need to do. But just for a little interesting to me anyway, science, there are cells in our gut called enteric neurons and enteric glial cells. And together, these millions of cells make up the enteric nervous system. And it actually contains more than 100 million neurons, which is more than even what's in your spinal cord. And this parallel nervous system is active and smart. You know, scientists often refer to it as the body's second brain.
Oh, yeah, I have heard that before. And thank you for that little science lesson. I love it when you do that, because David has the sciencey mind. I don't necessarily, but I always am intrigued by the information he's sharing. So thank you for that, David.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I have heard about that second brain. So, um, some examples of where your gut is speaking to you can be things like, obvious. There's an obvious one, to stay away from imminent danger or a specific situation. Sometimes it can be an action, you're meant to take or to do. Have you ever, I'm sure a lot of you have been around someone and you felt something feels really off, or a get away from this situation or this person feeling? Generally, it's a warning. It's telling you to, take action. Or you've been somewhere and you felt like it doesn't feel good being here. In a room or a building, or you know, this is your gut, that gut feeling that it's warning you. Another feeling is one of that gut feeling of calm, peace, or nostalgia. I love that one. We all do, right?
Right. Yeah.
you know, when you're somewhere, we often vacation up in the Adirondacks. If anybody's from upstate New York, it's way up north, and it's just a beautiful, lots of state land. But there's these old country stores that are still open, and when I walk in, there's usually that feeling of I'm home. It's just peaceful and calm and beautiful. And, so anyways, my whole point with that is it can go either way, right? It can be a warning to us, or it can be, wow, this feels good.
Yeah.
I want to stay here, so, but gut feelings are there for a reason. I, so, one of the things I wanted to bring up is I know I've had specific times where I actually ignored a gut feeling. And I can say with certainty for myself that gut feeling kept, surfacing until I finally tended to it. A specific example, which some of you, our listeners, if you've followed us for any length of time, have heard, I kept receiving nudges about leaving the teaching profession. I was in that for 20 some years, but I ignored that feeling for many years, and it just kept resurfacing and resurfacing until finally I received a huge wake up call and my body became very sick. My doctors ran every test possible and found nothing wrong. And then, almost like a flip of a switch, all my symptoms and sicknesses went away. So, my huge takeaway from this podcast, this episode today, is that really follow those gut feelings.
Absolutely. Right, right, right. Our lives will get even better when we start listening to and following our gut feelings or our intuition. By the way, is your gut nagging at you right now about doing something, but you keep putting it off? How do you actually feel about doing what it's nagging you to do?
Ah, wow, wonderful. Well, that concludes today's episode, but it brings us to our topic for next week. Are you ignoring those gut feelings or instincts for a reason? Perhaps you don't even know how to do what it's telling you to, or where to even start.
All right. That's the show for this week. We hope you are feeling motivated like you're ready to take on the world.
If you got value today, do us a huge favor. Like and subscribe and leave us a review. It helps us reach more people just like you.
You can find all our info in the show notes. Connect with us at our website, thedavidandwendypodcast.com.
We'll see you next week. And remember, always be kind, loving, and compassionate to everyone you meet.